The thing about following your bliss is that when you're really depressed, you can't get a whiff of it. And when someone says follow your bliss when you're depressed or when you're angry, they might as well be saying fly to the moon, because you have about as great a chance of doing that in this moment with your arms flapping as you do about following your bliss, because you cannot find your bliss from there, not immediately, but you could follow the direction of your bliss. In other words, you could go in the direction of your bliss. The thing that we want you to understand is following your bliss from a place of depression doesn't feel so blissful. It feels more revengeful. What do you think about that? Do you get it? That over there where you feel awful is your perception of disempowerment, and over here where you feel wonderful is your perception of empowerment. And these emotions, like love and appreciation, are a far cry vibrationally from these emotions and vibrations of despair and fear and depression. But between depression and joy are a lot of different emotions. Revenge and rage and anger and overwhelmment and frustration and hoping and believing and knowing. In other words, and many, 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 many more words could be added to this depending upon what the subject of your attention is. But we want you to understand that there is a vibrational progression, and you cannot jump from there to there. It's like your radio dial being set at 6:30 and you demanding that you hear what's being broadcast on 98. Can't do it. You've got to change your frequency. So you say, well, I can change the dial on my radio with a push of a button. And we say, you can change your vibrational frequency. You'll get better and better and better at it. But we've never seen anyone jump from here to over here. It's a gradual process, and if you will accept that it is a gradual process, then you'll stop being mad at yourself as you are along the way. As Jerry and Esther are traveling from city to city, they don't get 20 miles out from their starting point and then begin arguing with each other about whose fault it is that they are not at the end of their 500 or 600 or 700 mile journey. Often they'll drive that in a day, and they accept that it's going to take some time. Most of the time they're driving. In fact, all day long, they're not where they intend to be at the end of the day. But it doesn't mean that where they are along the way is wrong. And yet, you often are on your way from one place to another place, and you're saying, wrong, 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 not there, 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 not there. And what happens when you're doing that is that you're not making any progress, because you say, hope we get there, wrong, not there, not there, not there, not there, not there, not there. The whole time you are unhappy about being there, you're pointed in the opposite direction. And when you're pointed in the opposite direction, you're not getting there. And so you want to be there, but you're not there. You want to be there, but you're not there. You want to be there, but you're not there. You want to be there, but you're not there. And then you say, oh man, this takes way too long. And we say, no, it doesn't. Just point toward what you want and keep moving in the direction of it. And here's the point that we really want you to get. In the moment you get pointed in the direction of what you want, you will feel better immediately. It's only pointed in opposition that feels worse. Pointed in the direction of what you want always feels better, even though you may be miles from being there. Pointed in the right direction always feels better. You know that, don't you? Have you ever been slow in traffic here? Well, it could happen. And it's not moving at all. It's not moving at all. And then it starts to move just a little bit. Doesn't it feel ever so good when it starts to move just a little bit? Because there's hope. When it begins to move just a little bit, you begin to feel hope, you see. And what we want you to learn to do is to be hopeful even when it isn't moving. Not because we want you to think that your hope will make the traffic move, but because, get ready for this, you're not used to this, hope feels better. We'd rather you're stuck in traffic feeling hope or joy than stuck in traffic feeling anger. And you say, well, then get the traffic moving. And we say, This is not about the traffic moving. This isn't about getting you to where you think you want to be. This is about getting you to the place of feeling good wherever you are. Oh, Abraham, that's not the seminar I signed up for. I came because there's stuff I want that I don't have. And you're telling me that you're not even interested in helping me get it? Pretty much. We don't want you to get your heart set on that, because it won't be the end of what you want. And if you get fixated on the thirst or need to fulfill your manifestation, then you'll lose sight of the greatest gift of life, which is traveling from place to place. So when you get it that, oh, you'll get there. You will. You can't not get there if you point it in the direction of it and you keep moving. You'll get there. You have to get there. All you got to do is close the vibrational gap. You do that when you croak. We just want you to get there before you croak. We want you to learn that you have control over the way you feel, which means you have control over your alignment with you, which means you have control over your vibrational stance, which means you have control over your point of attraction, which means you can match what's in your vibrational escrow, which you really, really want. You've been adding to it incrementally, always. You can match it or you can mismatch it. It's all your choice. It's just that you feel so much better when you're being who you are. Sometimes we think you're like a two-headed monster. One head's going one way and one head's going the other. Extremely unpleasant. And here's maybe what we want to tell you. Try to make it sweet. The non-physical head is dominant. Go with it. But this two-headed monster, does monster offend you? Good. This two-headed monster that you are, the source energy part of you, is dominant because it knows the well-being of your being. But then the head of the monster that is you came into the physical wanting to explore the contrast and really wanting a variety to choose from. And so that part of you is exploring and deciding. And what we want you to understand is that while the non-physical head of the two-headed monster is the dominant one, you're the one calling the shots from this perspective. You're the one that is on the leading edge. You're the one that is exploring the contrast, and you are the one making the decisions. And the source energy part of you is saying, you should know, friend, you're out there on the leading edge. You're deciphering it fully. And I trust you completely in your choices, because no one would know what you want more completely than you right there where you stand.